good everybody? Corbino here, and for this Top Tuesday, I'm going to talk about the top 10, accurately correct comic book movie costumes slash looks or whatever throughout, this is live action, of course, and next week I'll be doing the most incorrect, non-accurate, but anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Throughout, all these live action times, there have been a lot of really great adaptations and a lot of not really good adaptations, but I'm just gonna tell you what I think did look good and didn't look good. At number 10, we got Spiderman in the MCU. Now, we've only seen him that little bit in Civil War in his own Spider-Man Homecoming movie. In my opinion, I love the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man costume. I like the second Spider-Man costume in the Amazing Spider-Man franchise. The first movie one was nice, it just didn't really look like Spider-Man's actual costume normally. But this one takes a lot of inspiration from the original Steve Ditko in the 60s, and it's got that Spider-Man look, and his eyeballs move now just like Deadpool's, and it's great that they actually do this. And now we're seeing that he's got his little web, armpit web wing things, and so I'm excited for that. But really, that first appearance was amazing. You're just like, holy crap, this costume looks amazing. It looks like Spider-Man. He came straight from the comic. Number 9 is Sandman in Spider-Man 3. Sandman's one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. Kind of lame, but kind of badass at the same time. He's not very hard to put off. He normally is just I'd say mid-age white guy, nice short hair, but he normally wears like those khaki pants with the green and yellow striped shirt, or blue and green, that general idea. And I think whoever the actor that played him in that movie, I think he did an amazing job at portraying Sandman. I think that voice, that's how I picture Sandman, how he acted, his attitude, I picture that to be a lot of Sandman. And just in general, I think he looked like Sandman from the cartoons and comics, which again, like I said, it's not very hard to do that, because he's really just a guy in some pants and a shirt, but still they did it nicely. The actor looked like him, and he acted like him. Number 8 is Winter Soldier in the MCU. Never been a huge Bucky Barnes fan. He didn't really stand out to me as Bucky Barnes, and then when he became the Winter Soldier, I just hated him even more, and I really hate him in the movie verse. But either way, he looks spot on. He's got his little bottom mask type cover up thing. He's got his long, dirty, greasy looking hair. He's got his metal arm with the star on it. He looks like Bucky Barnes, or the Winter Soldier. And so yeah, I give him that. I've still never been a huge Bucky Barnes fan, but he whatever that actor's name is, he acts like Bucky Barnes and he looks like Bucky Barnes. Number 7 is Dr. Manhattan in Watchmen. Again, this is another not very hard one, considering he's just a blue guy that wears black underpants. Now in the movie, he doesn't really wear underpants a lot. He just walks around with his blue penis hanging around, which I don't really understand why, because in the comic, yeah, you see his blue penis a few times, but not as much as they do in the movie. But either way, this was just a CGI type thing. So it wasn't very, it wasn't like you had to do a costume or anything, but still, I think the acting makes me go more towards it anyways, but still, with that CGI and whatnot, green screen suits, he looks like Dr. Manhattan. I wish he would put on pants more in the movie, but still. Number 6 is Iron Man in the MCU. He's got his original Iron Man suit, Mark 1, down, it's on point. He has so many amazing suits. Yeah, they don't really look exactly like how they do in the comics. They look more of how they look in the probably 2000s and up, because the 60s and 70s, honestly, it looked like he was putting on pants with it looked like he wore pants and shirts, but he also had iron boots and iron gloves, kind of. But yeah, no, the movies definitely do a really good modern adaptation of it. He definitely has a lot of the looks from the Ultimate Universe, is what I'd say. Number 5, Professor X in the X-Men movies. Not talking about whatever his name is, long hair, McAvoy, James McAvoy, is that correct? No, I don't know. Either way, I mean, he does a good Professor X, and he definitely looks more like him when he's bald. Patrick Stewart's Professor X is spot on. That voice, his accent, how he talks, how he walks, not how he walks, whoops, just how he acts with the X-Men, his suit that he wears, his clean baldness, everything. He is Professor X. He looks like Professor X came straight out of the comics. It's perfect. Number 4 is Hellboy in the Hellboy movies. Ron Perlman, he kills it as Hellboy. And that's like practical effects, like how they, like he's got, I don't know what type of suit you would call it, but it's not like a bunch of CGI, you know? When he has his full-on horns, it looks fantastic. And then when he chops them off and they're shaved down, looks fantastic. His big hand looks great. His whole entire costume, his feet, his tail, everything, and it's like practical use. It's like how they do it to most of the Star Wars movies. It looks fantastic. It's just, it was great. Gosh, I need more Hellboy movies, y'all. But yeah, he looks spot on from the comics, no doubt. Number 3 is Rorschach and Watchmen. Not very hard because you just put on a trench coat and a fedora, but it's the mask. They get the mask down pat, which I was always confused on how they did that. I figured it was CGI, but honestly it may not be CGI how they move the Rorschach mask, because I met a guy at Wizard World earlier this year who did a cosplay of Rorschach, and he bought a mask offline. He has like a couple of different ones, and because of like how you breathe the heat, it can change it. So maybe that's what they did with the movie, I don't know. Probably a little bit of CGI, maybe both. It was easy to bring him from comics to movies, which looked amazing. Like, you know, with the rest of the team, they didn't really get him that spot on, but they still did good versions of them. But still, Rorschach, that's my boy, and he looked amazing. Number 2 is Silver Surfer and Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. Not that great of a movie, but again, and it's a CGI type thing, but it was easy to do. He was just pure silver. His silver board looked like the silver board. He just, he looked good. He looked super clean and good and silver, not fake. And it looked like Silver Surfer came straight from the comics, as I've been saying for the rest of these. I prefer them to have, you know, their practical effects, but, you know, with a lot of these, they gotta do CGI. But with that, those Fantastic Four movies, they weren't very good with the CGI, so Silver Surfer looking as good as he did was awesome. We got an honorable mention, Cyclops at the end of X-Men Apocalypse. I'm just doing that because at the end of X-Men Apocalypse, they all give them like their type of looks. And because the X-Men movies have never been really good with giving them their looks. But Cyclops looked exactly like Cyclops. Had that cross, had the X, had his visors. Like, it looked spot on when at the end of that movie. That's why it's honorable mention, because, you know, we haven't really seen that yet. Number 1 is Deadpool and Deadpool. Practical effects. Besides the eyes being CGI, everything else was like legit. It even has that weird little piece that folds up in the background, which I've never understood why that's a thing. But it looks fantastic. Just that little fold up piece. And just everything about his costume, it is spot on. Like, it was perfect. It was perfect bringing it from, and like the leather, just really, like, you look at some of these costumes like Deadpool's and you think, how would they do that in real life? Like, that just would look so goofy. But no, they nail it. They nail it. They destroy it. I mean, the actor as Deadpool is amazing, but still that costume was amazing. With the eyes, with the movability, with the little flab on the back, everything about it. That's my list. Let me know if you think some of these shouldn't have been on here. Like, you know, do you disagree with more of the CGI ones? Should some people have made it on, some people have been taken off? You know, just let me know in the comments below. And until next time, stay geeky.
What is up? Thanks for watching. Like, smash, titties, stay geeky.